Shona means good afternoon, how has been your day? My full name is Getrude Matshe. I want to start off by acknowledging country. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge the traditional custodians of Wurundjeri country. We acknowledge and respect their connections to land, sea, and community. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and also extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Tory Islander peoples today. Up until the 22nd of April 2004, I had not quite known what my life purpose was. It was 2 weeks before I launched my first book. And I woke up that morning with words in my head that had to go down on paper. And I went to my computer and I started writing. And I realized at that point that my voice, my body, my very being in this incarnation is merely a channel the Creator is using to awaken the world. A lot of people ask me, Getrude, are you the typical African woman? I can tell you bluntly now that no, I am not. Let me tell you a little bit about the typical African woman. In my country, when I say my country, I'm talking about Africa from north to south. I'm talking about African women in the diaspora. The typical African woman is at the bottom of the food chain. The typical African woman is always the last to eat. Her role in society is to fetch the water, fetch the firewood, prepare the fields for sowing, sow the seed and harvest. And in all of this, she is the last to eat the leftovers of her prepared meals. In my country, the typical African woman is physically and psychologically abused. In times of war, she is raped, and she personifies the downtrodden human being. And in all of this, she asks you, where are you, my father, when my education is sacrificed? Where are you, my brother, when I toil in the field and in the kitchen? Where are you, my mother, when my genitals are cut from my body with a sharp knife? Where are you, my sister? Where are you, my fellow human beings? Why do you allow this to happen to me? Now, because I'm not the typical African woman, I want to share with you a part of the spiritual journey that has been my life. My presentation today is entitled, Every Girl Deserves a Champion, Empowering the Next Generation of Leaders. I stand on the shoulders of giants, two giants, two amazing parents who gave me life. They gave me books to read. They gave me poetry and songs. They gave me music. They gave me dance. They gave me visions of endless possibilities. They gave me praise. They gave me hope. They planted in me a tree to the future. A tree whose shade and shelter they never got to feel. They gave me love, they gave me joy. They gave me my voice. Go, use it, and change the world. Today's presentation is a tribute to those who came before me. My grandfathers, and especially my grandmothers. Strong, resilient women who paved the way. My maternal grandmother described what I looked like the day that I was born. I was preterm, born 6 weeks early, And my grandmother said that I could fit into the palm of her hands because I was so small. And that's why she gave me the nickname Kadiki, which in my mother tongue means tiny. Growing up, my parents always said that education was the key to success. But at 6 years old, I was thinking, sure, but where's the key to the candy jar? Turns out they were right. Education really is the key to a better life. I just wish that I had known when I was hiding under the dining table with a mouth full of sweets, I would still have a mouthful of teeth. I've spent my entire life advocating for women and children's rights, especially the girl child. My journey started in pre-colonial Africa, in Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe, where my parents knew that education was the key out of poverty. My mother was a nurse who became an entrepreneur on the side to put her 5 children through private school. She taught me how to knit, she taught me how to sew, she taught me how to crochet, she taught me how to sell. My mother was the most amazing salesperson you will ever meet. She could sell snow to the Eskimos, sand to the Arabs of the desert. If you weren't careful, she would sell you the clothes you're wearing. My father was a visionary. My dad was an incredible man. He could not get a white-collar job before Zimbabwean independence in 1980 because he was black. So despite his degree from London, my dad had to work in a chicken slaughtering factory for years to feed his family. He couldn't get a job as a chartered accountant. He taught me to dream and to dream big. Their lessons took me from a childhood under racial segregation to living in 7 countries, from Zimbabwe to the UK, Norway, South Africa, New Zealand, the United States, and now Australia. And in my 57 years of existence, I have visited 56 countries, and I have witnessed the transformation of education. Girls across the globe face serious challenges. Millions are forced into child marriage, denied education, and trapped in poverty. 12 million girls are married before the age of 18. That means 1 girl every 3 seconds. But what that really means is a girl child is raped every 3 seconds. In Niger, over 50% of girls are married before adulthood. That doesn't just rob them of their childhood, it robs them of their future. But there is hope. Girls with a secondary education are 6 times less likely to marry young. And there's also a mind-blowing statistic. If every girl completes 12 years of school, we boost the global economy by 30 trillion. Now, those are the kind of numbers that make you wonder, why are our leaders not doing more? Why are our leaders not doing more to educate our girls? But the success stories are there. In Bangladesh, a stipend has significantly increased school attendance for girls, cutting child marriage rates. In Rwanda, government policies have led to girls attending secondary school. More girls are attending secondary school than boys. So yes, boys, watch out, the girls are coming. Kenya Natia from Kenya formed a school to educate girls and protect them from child marriage. She's helped millions of girls fulfill their dreams, showing that investing in education can transform lives. In one of my last visits to Zimbabwe, to a school that I support, I noticed two little girls following me the whole day. They were holding hands and they were whispering and talking. I decided to stop and eavesdrop and hear what they were saying. One of them said with a bit of a lisp, "Oh my God, Mrs. Matshe is so beautiful." And then the other one said, "And you know what? She's driving the car." That's when I realized at that point that it's important to just show up. Sometimes being a role model isn't about doing anything groundbreaking. It's about driving a car and making sure you don't hit the potholes, the goats, the cows, and in Australia, these damn kangaroos. Apparently, in their eyes, I was not just a woman, I was a superhero. A superhero with a driver's license. So we just have to be role models sometimes to show the girls what is possible. Look at Malala Yousafzai. After surviving a Taliban attack, she founded the Malala Foundation, helping thousands of girls in conflict zones to get access to education. She shows us that no matter the challenge, advocacy can change lives. So what can we do? We can push for policy changes, fight against early marriage, and ensure that every single girl on this planet gets an education. We can put an end to female genital mutilation. Imagine a world where every girl is free of fear. The fear of being raped, the fear of being physically and psychologically abused her entire life. Free to learn, free to dream, free to live. It sounds amazing, right? It feels overwhelming sometimes, but remember this. Even helping one girl changes a life. And the change can have a ripple effect throughout her community. So let's be the champions that these girls need. Miriam Makeba said very wisely, girls are the future mothers of our society, and it's important to focus on their well-being. When we empower a girl, we empower an entire generation. So in closing, when it comes to changing the world, we don't need a key to the candy jar. We need a key to a classroom. Thank you.